Responsibility. You already will be knowing what is the means of the responsibility. Responsibility means a thing that when you will be responsible, when the responsibility will come on your shoulder, then automatically everything you will live as like that. You were just wasting your time with your friends. I can't say that you were just wasting. What can you say? You can say. But if you were just spending some time with your family, with your friends and other works which works was not useful for you, but when you will realize that now the I have a responsibility, I have to do something for my family, then you will everything you will leave, because responsibility is that thing that will totally break you in your family, in your friendship circle. You and your friend, every person will understand that now that you are responsible. They will think that that was also a day when you were playing with me, and you were just sharing your precious time with us. Now you are not doing this type of thing. It means you have a responsibility. I have also know what is the price of responsibility in our life. Until the child is around 10 to 12 years old, then he will be always free. I think that time period is a golden time period. Otherwise, no any time period is good for a boy, a girl, anybody. Every person have their own responsibility, and the responsibility is one thing that will be totally break you, and that will be make a distance between a parent, between a child, between a daughter, everything. Because that person, when he will realize the responsibility, because when he will not understand that what is the responsibility, then indirectly or directly the father was struggling in his life, and father had taken the responsibility on his shoulder. But when he will be unable to bear that responsibilities weight, he will just start saying that my child, you just be responsible in your life, I can't do more it. But the child will not think, child will think that no, anyhow you just manage what I will do, as like this type thing. And one day will come when that father will be unable to bear it, and father will as like starting to cry, starting to weep. Why? Because his childs are not good, and his childs are not taking the responsibility, and now he don't want to go abroad, he don't want to go any other place, he don't want to leave his family, but he is doing because of money, because of responsibility. And I think that is a very doomsday for a child when he will see a tear in the eyes of his father. I have also seen it, so I can imagine, I can know what can be the moment when it did happen. So responsibility is a way that when you will be responsible for anything, then you will just think that now everything has been end. You also want to spend your time with your mother and father, but for the passing your time, you will have to take a vacant, you will have to take leave for the passing your time. It is the means of responsibility. You will always want to spend your time with your mother and father, but responsibility is just a reason that you don't want to, you can't do this thing, and you will just think that now what should I do and what will I do, and you will forcefully you will have to do this thing. Forcefully you will be live in abroad, live in other state, live with a large distance. You will always, your mind, your heart will always say go back, but you will realize that if I will go, then the how my father, mother, and my other brother and sister, they will survive in their lives, and how will they feed food. So this is the means of responsibility, and this is the reason I mean the responsibility. I think now you are a child, or you are responsible or not, I don't know. But if you are not responsible, so it means your time is a golden time period. But also care your father, that what's happening, your father is able to bear this a burden or not. If you have realized that no, it's enough now, my father can't do these things, so I think you should be aware, you should just live your enjoyment. You should always care about your mother and father, that what's happening in your life, because your mother and father, they both want to live with each another and with you. But the responsibility is the reason that they can't do this type thing, and if they will do this time thing, then the how they will survive and how will you eat food. So care about it, and you focus about your mother's happiness and father's happiness. And if you are around 18 plus, then it's your responsibility that you have to, now you have to try to live with your father and mother anyhow, although you are not there, but now it's your time period that you have to take the responsibility and you have to give relax to your mother and father. So this can be the reason you should think about it. Many person are here who is around 25 years, 13 years old, 30 years old, 25 years old. They didn't think about it, and their father, his father, just bear it. And which day that person will realize, I don't know. But which person has sincerity, which child has sincerity, then he will try to get something in his life, because he's knowing that now the my mother and father, they both are suffering their life. For why? Because they want that my child will do something, they are waiting. So just think about it, that now they are weeping, they have wept for you, for your career. It means they are very aware, they are very confused. So it's your responsibility, you have to get that point, you have to always think about it, that it will be very critical, very doomsday for you, when your father will cry for your career, for this thing, that how will I get the relax, how will I come back, and how will I live with my family, I am living with other person in another state, in another country. So you have to think about it, and you have to manage.